started. So good morning again. Welcome. I apologize for being out last Friday. I had some doctor's appointments and things, but I'm glad to be back and see you all today. All right. So thank you all for logging in. Here's where we're gonna go today. All right. I should have checkpoint one completed from you by this point. If I don't, then make sure you are trying to work to get that caught up. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen here and just share everybody. So when I say checkpoint one, I'm talking about this right here, identifying theme and selecting evidence in fiction, which looks like this. Okay. And again, I did the top part for everybody in class, which you can find on the YouTube channel, like it says right here. And then you're doing the bottom part by yourself using this story, and you're doing it the same way that I did the top one. So again, I would, if you're trying to get caught up on this, I would watch, go back on the YouTube channel and find class recordings from last week or the week before where I kind of go over this top part and then do the bottom part yourself. And if you're stumped, you can also come to the Summit Lab too. All right. Since we've completed this, all right, and we've kind of looked at, identifying the theme and backing it up with evidence in fictional texts, now we're going to shift gears. Ooh, not something I need. And try and do the same sort of thing in non-fictional text. Now, somebody remind me real quick, what is the difference between fiction and nonfiction? Can you put that in the chat for me, or just come off mute real quick? But what's the important difference here that we're talking about in this project between fiction and nonfiction?
Real and fake.
Which one is real? Which one is fake? You're right, but
What you
you
said?
make
What
sure.
was the question?
I said you are right that the difference is one is real, one is fake. So now I was asking which one is real, which one is fake.
Nonfiction is not real and fiction is real.
Flip it. You got it backwards. Fiction is not real. Nonfiction is real. All right, but uh, I knew where you were going, so good job. The easy way to remember it, I like to do a little trick. Like fiction starts with F, right? So you think F fake. So fiction is fake, and then nonfiction is real. Okay, because it's not fake, right? So we've looked at fictional texts already, which are like poems, short stories, novels, right? Obviously something that we make up. So now we're going to try to do the same thing in nonfiction text, so stuff that's real. So you can see checkpoint, it says 3 on mine, but on yours it'll look like checkpoint 2, right? You should have on your summit now. It says identifying central idea and selecting evidence in nonfiction, okay? So rather than theme, we're going to have a central idea in a nonfiction text because it's based in real facts, not like a moral or a message that the author is trying to get across. So what we're going to do today, just like kind of we did for the fiction one, is we're going to do two short kind of pre-assessments to see where everybody is with this first before we tackle the checkpoint um, on Friday. So, ladies and gents, what I want you to do is I want you to find this checkpoint. It should say checkpoint 2 on your summit, identifying central idea and selecting evidence in nonfiction. And then I want you to scroll down, all right? And then the last two links you see here should say central idea pre-assessment and selection of evidence pre-assessment, all right? We want to try and get those two done today. So if you click on the first one, central idea pre-assessment, right? It should look like this, okay? So when you have this pulled up on your summit, please let me know in the chat, give me a thumbs up or tell me that you got it so that I know everybody is there and we're on the same page, okay? And again, one more time, go to checkpoint 2, identifying central idea, all right? Scroll down until you see the last two links here under resources, all right? And then the first one says central idea pre-assessment. Click that and it should look like this, all right? Let me know when you are there so that I know everybody is on the same page and has this pulled up, okay? Everybody about like another maybe minute or two to pull this up. So when you got that, let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up or tell me that you got it so I know Everybody is there.
Difficult that when actual change happens, it's one of the reasons why it happens.
All right, how are we doing? We have this pulled up. We're getting there. Again, let me know in the chat or tell me that you got it. I'll give everybody maybe another minute.
That's
More.
checkpoint 1.
Not checkpoint 1. Scroll down, and then you should see checkpoint 2. I just assigned it, so if you don't see it, maybe refresh your page. But you should see checkpoint 2. It says identifying central idea and selecting evidence in nonfiction. All right, just like I have pulled up on my screen. All right, and then I don't want you to click on the checkpoint. I want you to scroll down till you see these last 2 resources right here. And the first one says central idea pre-assessment. And then you're going to click that and it's going to look like this. I'll put that in the chat as well. Sorry. Hey, Sean, welcome back. All right. Let me get you on my attendance here quick before I forget. Cool. All right. So again, on Summit, and I'll put this in the chat now, you're going to checkpoint 2, and you're going to central idea pre-assessment. Okay, so you're finding our class on Summit. English 1, Fact or Fiction is our project. And then you should see checkpoint 2 right there, identifying central idea and selecting evidence in nonfiction. And then scroll down until you see these 2 resources right here. And the first one is central idea pre-assessment. When you click it, it should look like this, okay? That's where you should be right now. If you're there, tell me in the chat that you got it. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. So I know you're finding the right thing.
It happens in such a big.
If you're not finding this or you're unsure or you're having trouble with Summit, let me know that as well. All right, so if you have this pulled up, I haven't seen anything in the chat, so we're just going to keep going through this here, but hopefully you guys have this pulled up, okay? But again, remember, if I don't hear from you, I can't help you out, so you guys got to help me help you. So again, one last time, you're finding checkpoint 2 on your summit, central idea, selecting evidence and nonfiction. Scroll down, don't click on the checkpoint, all right? Scroll down to see these last two resources. And the first one says central idea pre-assessment. It looks like this, all right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna fill this out. I don't wanna give too much away because it is a pre-assessment, kind of just like the other ones we did for theme for the last checkpoint, okay? So you're going to try and answer these questions to the best of your ability. If you are unsure, take your best guess. So like, what is the central idea? Read this article. You're going to click on the link. It'll bring you to the article right here. All right. And you're going to try and kind of read through this. All right. It is a little bit long. Okay. So don't feel like you have to read through the whole thing. Right. Because it is a pretty long article. So maybe if you just read, get rid of these pop-ups, all right? You should be able to kind of gather the central idea from about the first like 2 paragraphs or so from like this first part up here, all right? So I would say like read at least until it kind of breaks off right here, like at this first ad, all right? That should give you enough to complete number 2, all right? And then you're going to finish the rest of these questions. What details support the central idea? How do these details support the central idea? Okay. And then the bonus kind of question here, identify a second central idea. You don't have to do that one if you don't want to. Okay. So that's what we're going to do for this pre-assessment. When you finish this, you can't, there's nowhere to submit it because it's not a checkpoint, but just let me know when you finished it and then I'll go in and check it and you can do the next one, which is the selection of evidence one. Okay. But this is what I want to see people start on and finish today. Okay. So again, you can find this on Summit under checkpoint. It says 3 on mine, but on yours it'll say checkpoint 2. And then if you scroll down to the resources, it's the second to last one, central idea pre-assessment. Okay. And then just complete that to the best of your ability. Again, I can't help you too much because it's a pre-assessment. I want to see kind of what you guys already know. That'll inform me on what we need to do for the checkpoint. Okay. And then we can go from there. All right. And like I said, when you finish, just let me know. I'll go in and check it, and then you can start on the next one. I will be kind of popping into your summits and just kind of checking your progress on this as we go this morning. All right. And so that's what we should be working on today. All right. Questions on that? Questions on finding it? Has anybody still not pulled this up? All right. No worries, Sammy. I just saw your chat. Yeah. Try and get as much as you can done now, and then I can go in and check later today. All right. Anybody else with a question or concern? Not finding this on Summit? Unsure what to do? Anything like that? No, everybody's good. Hey, Teron, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Top?
Good, I'm well. All right, so Teron, just kind of everybody is just now kind of getting started. Here's what we are working on. Okay.
Yeah, sorry I missed a couple days. You know, I've been having some internet problems.
No worries at all. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll just show everybody one more time since you're catching up, Teron. So you're going to go to Summit, all right, and you're going to find checkpoint 2, which says central idea and selecting evidence in nonfiction, okay? And then when you click on that checkpoint, you're going to scroll down till you see these 2 resources right here at the bottom, central idea pre-assessment, right? You're going to click on that. It should look like this. And then I want you to try and answer these questions the best you can, all right? I can't really help you too much because it's a kind of a pre-assessment. So I want to see what you know first, all right? And then the second question, you're just going to click the link here. It's going to take you to this article that you're going to read. All right. Now the article is pretty long, so like I said, just read until kind of this first break where you see this first ad, and that should be enough um, to help you answer that question. Okay. And then you're going to continue with the rest of it. When you finish this, let me know. There's no way you can't submit it because it's not a checkpoint. So just let me know when you're finished, and I'll go in and check it, and then you can start on the next pre-assessment, the selection of evidence one. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at right now, what we're working on. All right. Let me know in the chat or come off mute if anybody has any questions about anything. All right. All right, so I'm going to let you guys get started on this. I'm going to check into your summits and see how you're doing kind of periodically. And as you finish this, let me know if you have questions. Give me a shout, and then I'll kind of check back in with everybody in, we'll give it about like 15 minutes or so.
Wait, what we supposed to go to again?
So I'll put it in the chat too, John. Go to Summit, and then you should see checkpoint 2 there now. And then when you click on checkpoint 2, I don't want you to click on the actual checkpoint. I want you to scroll down to those resource links, and then there should be one that says Central Idea Pre-Assessment. And when you click on it, it should look like this. Right? And this is what you should be working on. Right. Anybody else having trouble finding this on Summit or not sure where to go? Now is the time to let me know. All right, I haven't heard any other questions or seen any in the chat, so I'm going to assume you guys are all good. So go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to check back in a few minutes here and see how everybody's doing. Okay, good job. Hey, Kira, welcome back. Glad we got you back. Again, we are just working on that pre-assessment on Summit. Those, I should say, those two pre-assessments on Summit under checkpoint 2. Start with the central idea one, and then if you finish that one, you can go to the selection of evidence one. I'm going to start kind of popping into people's summits now and kind of seeing where our progress is. If you guys have questions on any of this while you're doing it, please don't be afraid to give me a shout in the chat or come off mute, okay? And then I'm going to check in with everybody again in about another like 10 minutes or so, all right?
Mr. Todd, we could search what it is, what it means, like of the central idea.
I'd like you to try and answer it in your own words first, if you can, Turan.
Okay.
Searching it kind of defeats the whole point of the pre-assessment. You get what I'm saying? Because we're doing this
Yeah.
to see kind of what everybody knows, and then it can inform me on like what we should focus, like what I should focus on when I teach. If you guys look it up, it kind of defeats that purpose. Does that make sense? So do your best to try and kind of say it in your own words. And if you're not 100% sure, just kind of take your best guess. Think about, we said, okay, now we're focusing on nonfiction, which is stuff that is real and based on facts, as opposed to fiction, which is stuff like Harry Potter or the Hunger Games, like stuff that's made up. So if we're talking about nonfiction, we should know that central idea has something to do with nonfiction, which is based on real stuff, right? So when it says what is a central idea, think about, okay, if I'm reading something that is real and true, what might a central idea be? What might that mean? That's the most I can tell you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm checking in on people's progress right now on Summit. Haven't seen many of these. All the ones I've checked so far are yet to be started. So let's make sure we're at least starting this. We still got about like 10 minutes left. Okay, again, you're doing the central idea pre-assessment. It's under checkpoint 2. Okay, if you have questions or you're unsure where to find it, just let me know and I can get you there, no problem. All right. But we are going to be kind of moving on to some other stuff later on this week. So don't let yourself fall behind here by not working on this today. All right, Amir, good job. I see you started yours. Thank you. Great work. Keep it up. All right, so again, Amir, really good job. Yes, Curate is on Summit. Here, I'll share my screen and show everybody again real quick. Excuse me. All right. So you should see my screen shared now. You're going to Summit. You're finding our class, English 1, Fact or Fiction is our project. And then you want checkpoint. It says 3 on mine, but on yours it'll say 2. It's called identifying central idea and selecting evidence in nonfiction. You want to scroll down. Don't click the actual checkpoint. Scroll down until you see these 2 resources right here with little clipboards by them. And then you want to click the one that says central idea pre-assessment. It'll take you to a page that looks like this. And then this is what you're working on right now. Oh, excuse me. All right. And that's where you should be on Summit. Okay. So keep the good work. I'm gonna check back in about another 5 minutes and wrap up. And when I check on Summit again, I'd like to see hopefully some progress on these. Okay. Let me know if you have questions. Good job. All right, y'all. So just checking back in here. I'm gonna do one more kind of sweep on everybody's summit. See how we're doing with this pre-assessment deal. All right. If you haven't started on this, then I'd like this and the other one, and I'll put this on the summit announcement page later today or tomorrow. I'd like this pre-assessment, the central idea one, and the selection of evidence one to be finished by next class when we come back on Friday. Okay, that'll help us be ready to jump right into the stuff we're going to do for the next checkpoint. Okay, because again, remember we got another progress, the last progress report coming up, and then end of the term is coming up in only a few weeks. Okay, so let's keep our foot on the gas here. Okay. Also, if I still don't have checkpoint 1 from you, make sure you get that turned into me. You can come see me in the Summit Lab for help. And again, the first part I do for you. Just watch the videos on YouTube of class, and you'll be able to get that first part done. And then you just do the second part the same way that I model the first part. Okay, good job, Amir. So make sure you get that turned into me as well. Okay. That's what I'm going to be looking for your progress report. All right. And Kira, I see you're working on yours too. Good job. Okay. All right. So before we leave, if you can give me a 1 to 5 in the chat of your understanding with what is due for next Friday, or excuse me, for next class on Friday. Those 2 pre-assessments on Summit. 5 would be like, yep, I totally get it. I'm gonna have them done, no problem. 3 would be like, I get them. I have a little bit of some questions, but I think I'll be okay. And then 1 would be like, I'm kind of lost. I don't know. So 1 to 5. How's your understanding with what we're doing and have to have done for next class? Those 2 pre-assessments. Put that in the chat for me, please. When I see it in the chat, then you are good to go for today. Okay. So when I see your 1 to 5 in the chat, then you're good to go and you can sign off, and I will see you guys again on Friday. All right, Kira, I got yours. Thank you. I'd like to see one from everybody if I can before you guys go. And then, like I said, we'll come back on Friday and we'll keep going from there. So give me that 1 to 5 in the chat. Once I see it, you're good to go. Good job today. Thank you guys for signing it. All right. I'm gonna leave the chat open for about another minute. I want to see some more of those 1 to 5s come in if we can. All right, and if not, I will just go ahead and end the chat. I'll see you guys all on Friday. All right. So again, 1 to 5. How's your understanding of what we have to have done for next class? All right, I haven't seen anything in the chat, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. Good job today again. I'll see you guys again on Friday. All right, thank you guys.